Today's Perspective guest is a superstar in the world of musicals, and right now she's starring in one of the world's top musicals based on one of the biggest children's tales of all time, The Lion King. The production was first on in the US right back in 1997 and has now had a series of versions across the world. Here in Paris, it's now showing at the Mogador Theatre. Let's take a sneak peek first at that performance. Well, on set with me now is Phindile Ndlovu. She plays Rafiki, the eccentric mandrill that acts as the king's most trusted advisor. Thank you very much for speaking to us on France 24.
Thank you so much for having me today.
What is it like being part of such an iconic production, an iconic show and story?
Oh my gosh, I don't want to lie. It's such a great honor. Because at first, before you get in, it's always like maybe your dream, and you look at it so far and you think, maybe I will never make it. I mean, there's a lot of amazing, great singers and artists who are out there also thriving to go in. So you sometimes think, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. But to be actually part of it, it's one of the amazing, greatest experiences. And all the time, even if you tell people outside that, oh, what do you work? We're like, I'm working on The Lion King. They're like, oh, really? The Lion King? And then you're like, yeah, The Lion King. And you see the excitement in their faces that this is one of the best musicals because it welcomes all the audiences, from oldest people to the youngest people. Everybody still feels entertained and captivated by the beautiful musical.
Right, because it's a story, like I said, like the production has been in the works for quite a while, at least starting in the US. You obviously knew the story beforehand, so was it something that you kind of aspired to be a part of?
To be honest, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an artist, but I never thought that I would go as far as actually working abroad and being an artist working in another country. I've always thought, okay, maybe it would be within my own country. But then when I grew up and I got to see The Lion King, and then actually somebody gave me an idea and said, why don't you go and audition for The Lion King? And I thought, actually, maybe it's too big for me. Maybe they won't take me. But I was like, let me just go in. I've got nothing to lose. And when I did it, I was like, okay. And then I started loving it more. I started like wanting to know more about it when I started auditioning in South Africa.
Right, because you were born in a small town in South Africa, raised by your mother and grandmother. Your family must be very proud of you.
Oh, they're very, very proud of me all the time. They still can't believe it. I think I'm the only person in my family who actually got to be an artist and go outside of South Africa. So they were really, really happy. And they've been very supportive as well, even though my mom is slightly old and sometimes she doesn't understand everything about the art industry, especially on stage. The only thing that she knows is about the artists that are on screen, that are acting on series, movies. So she doesn't understand, but I explain it to her, but she understands and she supports me very much.
Right, because it's quite a transformation that you have to go through to become Rafiki. Can you tell us a little bit about the makeup and what it involves?
Yes, it involves a lot, actually. It involves a lot, not just only makeup. It involves the energy, the personality, the vibe that you have. Basically, it's like you're carrying the show if you're Rafiki. And since Rafiki is a character that actually was quoted, they wanted a character that is almost like a sangoma in South Africa. So that character is a person who's like a spiritual leader who sees when things are about to happen before they actually happen, who actually tells everybody beforehand that, hey, let's just do this, let's just do that and everything. So for me to actually play this role, it was such a great honor. At first, it was too big. I don't want to lie, I thought this role is too big for me because I started when I was 19, but at that time I was not playing it every day, I was just an understudy. So I was like, okay, I'm willing, but then working with like one of the greatest, amazing Rafikis around the world that were also like in a way mentoring me, that were also my mentors. I looked up to them like, okay, I can do it like this and then add a little bit of my personality as well. But then at work, when I get to the theater, firstly it's the makeup. I get to work, I have to go and do the makeup first. After that, I have a time like 1 hour for myself to do vocal exercises and to even exercise mentally to tell myself that, okay, right now I'm about to play Rafiki. I have to tap in this character and leave my personality. And then all of that, it works all hand in hand, and also do like some kind of meditation to get into the role, because it's a huge role, and that opening needs to always be a wow all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's a great process. It's an amazing process. It's not too long, it's short, but it's very deep. You just have to go intensely in it.
You clearly have a very powerful voice. How did you first get into singing?
I got into singing firstly when I was like 8 years old. I was just singing at church. I would go to church every Sunday, and obviously my family, when they were told that I can sing, nobody believed that I can actually be like a professional singer. They thought, you can sing, you can hold the key, it's fun. So then until I grew up, and then I started like understanding more about my voice and loving music, and then I was like, okay, I think I would love to do this and in front of people. And then I had to build up more my self-esteem, my confidence, and also to be able to bring my performances in front of people. And yeah, it's such a great one.
So how did you then make your way to Europe? You also played in the Lion King production in Spain as well, is that right?
Yes, I played in the production in Spain. I started 2014, I ended 2024. And then 2024, I came here to do Rafiki now every day. And then I do it in Mogador. Yes, so I started at that time. I went to Europe from 2014. I worked in Spain, from Spain to here. But the time during the COVID, of course, everything was closed, so I had to go back home. But then after that, I joined a little bit more in Spain, and then I came this side.
So what do you think is next for you? You're going to perform again this Lion King production in Paris. It reopens in September. Anything else on the horizon?
Well, I'm going to be performing with the Lion King in Theatre Mogador in Paris. When we open for the next season from September, we're going to be starting the rehearsals mid-September. So we're going to going on from there. I'm going to still be here based in France. I love the country. I'm loving the people. Of course, that change. Of course, I had to adjust some of the things, because in Spain, we were doing it in Spanish. Here, we're doing it in French. So I'm willing to learn more and actually even understand the language French and get to discover more about the art industry here in France.
Right, that launches a whole other another complicated set of things if you have to do it in another language, but you're doing it very well. Viewers can catch The Lion King at the Mogador Theatre if they're in Paris. Phindile Ndlovu, thank you very much for speaking to us on France 24.
Thank you so much for having me.